Hi, my name is Summer Stapley, and this is my instructional materials assignment for TEL 410. And I chose the book called The Very Hungry Caterpillar. I have a digital copy right here of the book. It's kind of nifty. Um, and my target group of students would probably be kindergarten through first grade. That's kind of the level that this book is for. And I've always loved this book. If you haven't read it, the main idea of it is just the life of a caterpillar, the development of it as an egg, and its phase as a caterpillar, and then towards the end, how caterpillars create cocoons and then turn into adult butterflies. And it's just kind of a fun little story. As I was reading through it, I realized that there was a lot of repetition. Lots of the sentences and phrases and words were repeated on each of the pages, which I think is great for English language learners who are trying to learn a language or try to improve their English language. It also included a lot of essential English words, just words that we frequently use day in and day out. And as well, it also will help students learn about their numbers, colors, foods, food types, food names, and kind of give them an idea of what's classified as a healthy food and what's classified as an unhealthy food. And I don't know if I already mentioned days of the week, probably did. But two activities that I thought would be great for this book. The first activity relates to Vygotsky's theory. I'm a big fan of Vygotsky. I think it's great. I feel like I learn best in utilizing his theory of interaction. He just really believed that social and that community plays a huge role in development and making meaning in learning. I just really think that instead of, having our students be quiet and sitting in their seats and doing a worksheet, and instead of doing that and putting students in groups and having them talk to each other and bounce ideas off each other, I think that's a much more valuable learning experience. And that's kind of what Vygotsky is getting at. So after reading the book and after kind of, reading it slowly, asking them questions and answering their questions throughout the book, I'd split them into groups, and we'd really hit the social work and learning hard. Like Vygotsky said, I would explain to them the process and development of a caterpillar and really hit that hard so that they understand that. Just the development of an egg, caterpillar, cocoon, and then adult butterfly. And make sure they know the vocabulary and understand that process. And then I would ask them to discuss in their groups how they thought the caterpillar changed. Discuss the shape, the size, the color, the feelings, the diet of the caterpillar throughout the book. And so just really discuss as a group. And so that's the first activity I was thinking about. And then the second one relates to Charles Sanders Peirce theory. He believed that language is about meaning, and that meaning is more than just like a sign of signifier and signified. In class, we talked a lot about this, and we even did an example of it as a class. But just that experience really helps us remember words, and like memories help us remember words. I remember the example that we talked about was if a dog nips us, we're more likely to remember the word nip because we had a memory with the word. And so this activity that I've planned on doing is something that I think we all, at least most of us, remember doing at some point in elementary school, probably around kindergarten through second grade, was watching the development of a caterpillar. It was just such an incredible experience. I still remember it, which means that it was a great learning experience. So it's great to read about the development of a caterpillar, but it's even better, especially for English language learners, to have a hands-on activity like watching the development of a caterpillar. We'll basically just study the cycle of the life of a butterfly and its metamorphoses from a caterpillar to a butterfly. And so basically in class we'll have just little jars with the eggs of the caterpillars, and we'll watch it develop into a caterpillar and then to a chrysalis or cocoon and then into a butterfly. And so each day it'll probably be split into groups. Each group will have a certain caterpillar, and they'll go and look and watch the development of it. And depending on the age of that student, or not the age, but like their level of development, they will either illustrate, draw a picture of what the development was that day, or if they feel comfortable writing, they can write a description of what they saw. Just so they can, work together as a group and really see this process in action, that it's actually real life and it does happen. I just think it's such a valuable experience. And it's great because it's recommended to combine a common core, like science in this case, with a real life experience. And I just think it'll really stick into their minds and really help them remember that. Some challenges I think they'll have, like chrysalis and cocoon and larva, those are kind of difficult words and they're not used very often in English. But since they're paired with an experience, I think they'll be able to remember it, but it will be a challenge to learn those words. One of the benefits, though, is they're going to remember it forever. It's inevitable. If they have a memory like that, then they're gonna remember it, and they're gonna cherish it and remember that that experience they had in kindergarten or first grade. So as a teacher, one of the goals I have, I'm a very visual learner, and I also speak Spanish, and I would love to teach a classroom full of English language learners. And I really value hands-on visual experiences and projects. And in my classroom, I want to make sure that there's lots of lessons like this. So in the future, I plan to use this lesson plan, depending on if I teach kindergarten or first grade, or use lesson plans like it, pair a common core with a hands-on group activity, or a science experiment, or just something, a play, something to get the classroom involved and on their feet, because I really think that just helps you remember it even more. I've had way too many classes where I've done worksheets, and it just doesn't stick, and I can't even imagine how hard that would be for English language learners. I remember on my mission in Spain, to learn the language, I don't think the books helped me as much as listening, watching movies in Spanish, obviously church movies, just listening in lessons, trying to speak and interact and as a group. Just those things are what really helped me learn the language. And so, this is my project, and I just really feel it will be very beneficial to the English language learners in any classroom.